Dave Ramsey has built an entire empire teaching people about money, but here's the truth. If you keep following his advice, you are going to be hurting yourself financially in the future. So we're going to break down today why Dave Ramsey's money rules aren't always as smart as he makes them sound. Point number one I want to bring up is the 7-step program that he gives everybody. That is the same plan that he'll give to someone who's in their 20s, but will also give to someone in like their 50s or 60s that might even be a CEO. It just doesn't work that way if you think about it. If you give the same plan to everyone, but everyone's in a different scenario, there's always different financial situations, income levels, debt types, and sometimes, you might have a family to support. That just doesn't make it equal to everyone to be able to be financially free and start saving money for their future. When I've watched Dave Ramsey, almost every single time I've seen him talk to somebody or just talk in general, he likes to tell people to never use credit cards. And that sounds real safe, right? No, that's wrong. If you avoid credit completely, you are not able to build a credit history, which you need if you want to rent out an apartment. There's buying a house. Some states, I think they still do insurance rates off your credit score. So credit is very important. The way to build credit is using your credit cards. You just have to start using them smart. Stop avoiding them. I have almost a 700 credit score right now, and I have 4 credit cards that I've been paying off in my other videos. You guys can go check those out and see that I actually do build credit by using my credit cards, but you have to pay them off. Talking more on the no use of credit cards out of him, he also likes to preach about all debt is bad for you. You should not have any debt. That is another false statement out of Dave's mouth just for you to feel like he has some kind of upper power against you. But I'm going to tell you right now, there are some good debts. And there's some YouTubers that will talk about how there's bad debt and good debt. You have low interest student loans, business loans, and sometimes mortgages can be a good debt, especially business loans. What would you pull a business loan out for? Exactly what it says. If you have a company, or if you're trying to start a company and you get a business loan, which again, you're only going to get a business loan if you have good credit. Let's say you get that business loan, and not only does your business that you are starting or have already been running pays that loan off, that business will then also turn profit. But that business loan very much helped you be able to turn more profit in case you needed to get a bigger building for inventory or just productivity. Whether, if you were owning an automotive shop, you might pull a business loan out for new tools, tire machines and stuff, and where you can make money and you're never gonna not make money with that machine. So how is that bad debt? There's stuff like getting loans out to get a duplex apartment that you can rent out. That makes great money if you do it correctly, and especially in today's day and age where even the trashiest 1-bedroom apartment is $920. So stop thinking that Dave Ramsey is the all-knowing financial power over you. Just because you're in debt does not mean that you are useless. It's just ridiculous. One thing I've seen him talk about, I haven't seen him talk about it much, but I have noticed once or twice, Dave consistently tells people to expect 10 to 12% returns in the stock market, which is just outrageous. That's like saying that, voting on the Buffalo Bills every single week on DraftKings will always pay you out. Guess what? I haven't won a singles Bills parlay and I don't even know how long. The stock market is technically a better term of a giant online casino. Yes, there are some stocks that will do well, but you need to know what you are doing first. It's very misleading because especially he only pushes one thing and one thing only, and it's mutual funds. It's the stupidest thing. They have higher fees and everything. What he doesn't want to tell you about is that there's like index funds or ETFs. And you guys can research that, and I really recommend you guys do go into depth researching that, because he is going to not tell you what to do. the only way a mutual fund probably is going to work is if you have a giant lump sum of money just dumping into it. And again, we not all of us are Dave Ramsey. Not all of us are a CEO at a multi-millionaire company. We don't make all that money sometimes. So stop. Don't do that. If you already started doing that, stop. Please stop. He also wants to go into the debt snowball. I watched a whole video on just debt snowball, and it completely pissed me off. He said that the snowball method is the only method that works. He said that is the only thing. He said, what about the avalanche? He said the avalanche method does not work, which is a bunch of bullshit. It's all bullshit. The snowball method, the avalanche method, either way, the cards are getting paid off. The only reason the snowball method is picked over the avalanche is because some people are so mentally destroyed over the thought of having all this debt, and now you have an old man sitting there telling you that you're screwed and you don't care about your family, you don't care about yourself, and the snowball just helps your mentality of going into it. You know, you pay off a card with $100 on it. Oh, I paid a card off. Well, guess what? You want to know what I'm more about? I have the drive enough to where I can pay the highest interest rate first. And if you guys couldn't tell, I actually went from 4 cards to 1 card, and they've all been maxed out for some 2 years plus, some a year or so. But I've paid 3 cards off in 2 months, and guess what? I've been feeling like I'm winning this whole time. So the snowball method, the avalanche method, it does not matter. It just whatever makes you feel better. And I'm not saying the snowball method is bad. I'm saying for someone to say the snowball method is the only method that works, liar. Right then and there, he should have been taken off YouTube. Someone needs to put a stop to him because he's really hurting, you know, these teenagers into 20-year-old people that might have made mistakes. I made mistakes, and I know if I went on the show, I could tell him everything I've done, and I bet you he'd have nothing good to say about me. So, again, guys, snowball method, avalanche method, whatever works best for you, do it. That's all I'm going to say about the methods. One thing I've noticed when I've dug into all of Dave Ramsey that I can find, and I'm sorting through clips and everything, is the way he teaches, and when he gets on that phone call, he's stuck in the 90s still. He talks like everyone's making the same income. Housing's still affordable in his mindset. College debt doesn't hurt nobody. But really, I don't think he's been down in the trenches enough to understand how bad the economy is right now. And the rules he follows, he always talks about his class that you have to pay all this money for, or his plans, or his books. It's what helped him. Now, guys, Dave Ramsey hasn't had debt ever, or in the 90s. So I would love for you guys to do some research, maybe find out when Dave was before all this YouTube stuff, find out what years that was, and I would love for you to look up the prices of stuff. I would love for you to look up a nice modern family home. I would like for you to look up gas prices, grocery prices, annual income for middle class, and I would love to see how bad it is. So yes, Dave Ramsey, my mindset going into a Dave Ramsey is the only way it's going to work is this: one, you're making so much money that the economy doesn't even matter to you, that the egg prices don't matter to you, that the house prices doesn't matter to you, and that I'm in the 90s trying to watch him, and that's the only way I feel like I'd understand him, is if I knew the 90s. Guess what? I wasn't even born in the 90s. So he's just out of touch with reality, and it really just blows my mind how so many people still watch him. The way he talks is literally like the economy's fine. I myself, I should have bought a house. You know, I could have bought a 2-story house with a basement, a nice white picket fence, the American dream for, you know, $30,000. Dave, I got a news flash for you. Go on Zillow. Guess what a double wide trailer goes for? Like $60,000. So Dave, do some looking, please. Please get on the internet. going back to where Dave gets on the calls and degrades everyone for their debt, he uses that as his business model. He uses shame, he uses guilt, and it just makes these people who are struggling and they only think Dave can fix it, and it's not their fault. But you know how bad it must feel to sit on a call with this dude who doesn't have to struggle, and he's telling you, you are screwed, you need to sell that car, you need to get rid of this, you know, you bought your car, kid. You need to tell her to get rid of it and buy her own car. Ridiculous. Some parents are nice. I'm not going to say my parents are well off, because they're not. But from the time I got my license to even now, they have always helped me when I struggled and everything else. And guess what? They're not calling up Dave Ramsey talking about how my son, who was at 16 years old, was using a car and, you know, didn't have a job at the time, and it was killing them in the financial game. Like, stop. Let your kid use the car, especially if he's a good kid. Let him take that car to practice. Let him go out, you know, have a meal with the team. Let him do stuff, please. Stop with this. Oh, you got your license now. Now you're a big adult. I want you to move out into a 5-bedroom house, and I want you to have a car, but you're not having a car payment, so you're paying this again, you know, $200,000 house plus a $30,000 reliable car. You're gonna pay for it, but you know, you're 17 years old. Stop. So the takeaway out of this, guys, Dave Ramsey, he's not an evil guy. You know, if you guys might know what I'm about to say. Dave Ramsey, I don't think you're a bad dude. Derpy, you know what to do. You know, insert the Gideon clip there.
You seem like an honest dude.
Yes.
So
everything that's on there is yes.
Okay. So if you're willing to be fully honest with us, I see no reason why we can't work through this.
You know, he's helped people get out of debt. And that's really good. I really do like that. Without Dave Ramsey, you know, the financial side of YouTube might not be as big as it is. It's a very niche section. So, you know, with Dave Ramsey, it does help. He kind of gave me this idea, but it's just insane. If you want to actually build wealth, grow your credit, take control of your financial future, you cannot stop at, look, he has outdated rules. Everything he applies is outdated. Do your research, Dave. Take advantage of the situations you have in the modern day life, guys. You can, you know, take his advice that fits to your life. Just, you know, you'll know. Use common sense. Sometimes what he says is good. Sometimes what he says is bad. He seems to have the baseline foundation of finance down. I would hope so. And when he then goes into talking about how he's going to use it to help these people is when it's wrong. So use common sense if you're watching Dave. Do not always take what he says. It just doesn't help all the time, especially if you're middle class or lower class. If you found this helpful at all, guys, let me know down below. I'd like to make more videos on YouTubers in the financial debt realm. There's a couple people I would like to make a video about. I got Caleb Hammer that I definitely want to make a video about, which I'm going to tell you guys right now, not much bad is going to be said. I started watching him a couple months ago. I started feeling, I don't know how I feel about him. Then, you know, I started watching more. I started actually following him on other social media. I'm subscribed to his news feed. I look through what he does. I think Caleb Hammer's got it. I really do believe he's got it. He definitely knows more than me. I would love to go on financial audit, and I would just love to do that. I don't think I'd be able to go all the way to Austin, Texas for it, because that would set me back in debt. But be cool if he started doing Discord meetings or something, and we could do like a show through Discord. Caleb, if you ever see this video, hit me up. I would be down to do that. And guys, it's time to move on from Dave. I hope you guys like this. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.